Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, وَإِذْ قُلْنَا لَكَ إِنَّ رَبَّكَ أَحَاطَ بِالنَّاسِ. And remember, Ya Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when we told you, indeed your Lord has encompassed the people. In this time that we're living in now, where we see oppression of a massacre happening before our very eyes, we need to understand this, that there was a reminder even to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And remember when we said to you, Inna rabbaka ahata bin nas, that your Lord is encompassing the people. He's allowing them for this to happen. And there's a wisdom behind it. Allah then continues on in the ayah and says, وَمَا جَعَلْنَا, we did not make الرُّؤْيَا الَّتِي رَأَيْنَاكَ, we did not make the vision that we showed you. The Prophet ﷺ was given a vision. And Allah is telling him, we did not make this vision, the one that you saw. And when did he see this? In the night of Isra. And this ru'ya caused deep harm. You can tell from the language of the Quran, because Allah is reminding him that Allah is encompassing the people. That all these people that are committing these atrocities, that are just watching on, Allah is allowing this to happen for a reason. And he says that we did not make this sight or this vision which you saw, illa, except, this is the only reason, this vision that he saw. And what vision was it? What I believe, it's related to the time before the Wa'dul Akhirah, which is what's happening now in the Holy Land. The barbaric genocide that's happening, the ethnic cleansing, the Holocaust of the Palestinians. This is what he saw. He saw the images, like how we're seeing it today. And Allah says, we did not make this vision that you saw, illa fitnatan linnas. This vision that you saw, what's happening, is nothing but a fitna for the people. Here it says linnas, for people. All people. Believers, non-believers, any religion, all people. We did not make this vision, this thing that you saw, this is actually a fitna for the people, and nothing but. What's a fitna? A fitna is something which exposes the realities of people. When the fitna comes, that's when the reality of people is exposed. This is what is happening now. This is the fitna. And it's exposing everybody, Muslim and non-Muslim. It's exposing them. Allah says it's a fitna for an-nas. An-nas. What does Allah tell an-nas in the Quran? يا أيها الناس إنا خلقناكم من ذكر وأنثى وجعلناكم شعوبا وقبائل لتعارفوا. So he has created you from male and female, O Nas. He has created you and he has made you into nations and tribes. And he says, إن أكرمكم عند الله أتقاكم. The most noble of you in the sight of Allah is the one who has the most taqwa. Now, taqwa, we're usually used to seeing taqwa from one perspective, and that's related to our relationship to Allah. That we are vigilant about not doing the haram, that we have this consciousness of Allah. But there's another aspect to taqwa that's mentioned in the Quran itself. Allah says, وَتَعَاوَنُوا عَلَى الْبِرِّ وَالتَّقْوَى. Ta'awanu, help one another in bir, in righteous actions, and taqwa. What is taqwa here? It's mentioned right after because opposites are being used. What's the opposite of bir? Al-ithm. Bir, ithm. It says here, وَلَا تَعَاوَنُوا عَلَى الْإِثْمِ وَالْعُدْوَانِ. So al-ithm is the opposite of al-bir. And then we have taqwa, the opposite of taqwa, udwan. What's udwan? Udwan comes from the word adawa, and that's hatred, having an enemy. This is the opposite. If you have taqwa, you're not out there to harm people or to take people as enemies or to oppress people. That's what udwan is. It's to oppress people. It's to take their rights. It's to what is actually happening in Palestine. This is udwan. What's happening? It's the opposite of taqwa. Allah says, Inna akramakum indallahi atqakum. The most honored of you. It's not based on your race. It's based on your taqwa. That you're trying everything in your power to stop any harm from coming to somebody. You're vigilant about harming anybody. That's what taqwa is. That's the other aspect of taqwa. So you're doing righteous actions and you're avoiding the harm of others. That's the combination there. Al-bir and at-taqwa. And that's what's missing. We see in Surah Al-Isra, the same surah. لَتُفْسِدُنَّ فِي الْأَرْضِ مَرَّتَيْنِ. You will be corrupt on the land twice. There'll be 2 times. And this is the second time that's happening now. So this fitna for the people is going to expose everybody, as I said. The taqwa is gone. And what we're left with is just oppression, destruction, annihilation of another people. Allah then continues on and mentions another fitna, linnas. There's 2 fitnas for the nas. That's one fitna. But the second fitna, وَالْشَجَرَةَ الْمَلْعُونَةَ فِي الْقُرْآنِ. Now this has been commonly understood to mean شَجَرَةُ الزَّقُومِ. However, there's no mention of it anywhere in the Quran being cursed. Allah does not curse شَجَرَةُ الزَّقُومِ anywhere. And we can't say hell is cursed. It's doing its role. Here, the shajara is not speaking about a tree, a particular tree. It's speaking about a lineage, a family tree. So this progeny has the curse, the la'na of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And they mentioned throughout the Quran all their plotting and planning for mankind and how they will mislead mankind. And interestingly enough, the next ayah speaks of it. If you go to the next ayah, look at this. وَإِذْ قُلْنَا لِلْمَلَائِكَةِ أُسْجُدُوا لِآدَمَ فَسَجَدُوا إِلَّا إِبْلِيسَ قَالَ أَسْجُدُ لِمَنْ خَلَقْتَ طِينًا. Am I going to prostrate to he who you have created from teen, from mud, clay? Notice his arrogance he had. And this is the same arrogance that exists today. The ethnic cleansing, where the life of Palestinians is what Iblis thought Adam was. So to think you are better than somebody and that their life is less than yours, you have the mindset of Iblis, of Satan, of the leader of the shayateen. You have this mindset. The ayah continues, وَالْشَجَرَةَ الْمَلْعُونَةَ فِي الْقُرْآنِ وَنُخَوِّفُهُمْ فَمَا يُزِيدُهُمْ إِلَّا طُغْيَانًا كَبِيرًا. And we threaten them. We threaten them with this. The threats are there. In their own books. Those Israelis, they need to understand. There are Orthodox Jews that know that what they're doing is against every law that Allah revealed to them. They know this, but they're going against it. وَنُخَوِّفُهُمْ. And we put fear that, if you do this, if you oppress, if you're going to be killing people, taking their land, this is what's going to happen. نُخَوِّفُهُمْ فَمَا يُزِيدُهُمْ إِلَّا طُغْيَانًا كَبِيرًا. But it increases them nothing except in transgression. This fear, they have no fear. This is the type of people that are running the show. And anyone who supports them is from them. And this شجرة الملعونة في القرآن, if you have the same mindset, then you are from this progeny. Spiritually, you are from them. Allah talks about in the same surah, إِنَّ الْمُبَذِّرِينَ كَانُوا إِخْوَانِ الشَّيَاطِينَ. Certainly, those who squander wealth are the إِخْوَانِ الشَّيَاطِينَ, are the brothers of the shayateen. They are from the lineage. Spiritually, they are from the lineage. They are from the شجرة الملعونة. Spiritually. And what do we see today? The wealth of the world being squandered. Everywhere you turn. People need aid. They need, a life to live. And what happens to the wealth? It gets squandered. And I don't need to go into the details. We know the details of it. We don't need to go far. I don't need to mention names or countries where this squandering takes place. But these are Ikhwan Shayateen. These are evil people that are part of the problem. May Allah help us. This is a fitna for nas, but there is hope that you will enter the Masjid al-Haram as victors like you did before. Interestingly enough, in this surah, Allah says, speaking about Pharaoh, this is the last part of his life when Allah took him. In the same surah, Surah Al-Isra. And this is an archetype of what's happening now with the leadership in the Holy Land. فَأَرَادَ أَن يَسْتَفِزَّهُمْ مِنَ الْأَرْضِ فَأَغْرَقْنَاهُ وَمَنْ مَعَهُ جَمِيعًا. Immediately, when you transgress and your transgressions increase, the time of your end is closer. And I believe the time is close for Israel. And it's only a matter of time until we get peace in the Middle East. Inshallah ta'ala. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.